Hello, today I'm going to share with you what I've channeled around what we're seeing out there in the media, specifically around Hollywood, actors, musicians, and politicians, okay? So the title of this is, It's All an Illusion. I channel groups of cosmic beings that are here to help us on our human journey, and this is what they wanted me to share with you. I actually started out by channeling Billie Eilish and then Justin Bieber, and it ended up turning into an overall high-level explanation of what we're seeing out there, okay? I'll probably touch a little bit on Justin Bieber, but I'm not going to go into too much detail on this channel because of the, because I'm not allowed, okay? All right, so this is what was shown to me. There's actors playing multiple roles, okay, within politics, Hollywood, religion, and music. So I'm always surprised when I'm channeling. I mean, at this point, I guess I would say I'm not really surprised, but it's still surprising. What they showed me is that everything is a stage. This whole world is a stage. The majority, all of us that are not famous, okay, I do many videos on this, but in order to rise to fame and fortune, I've channeled this so many times. Go check out my Oprah videos for more. I go in a lot of detail there. But in order to rise to fame and fortune, you have to sign contracts that basically give your life away. And the more fame and fortune you have, the more you're giving away of yourself. To the point where, if you've noticed, famous people are not speaking out about what's happening around the world, current events, things like that, laws, regulations, voting, things like that. And the ones that are speaking out, you have to understand that they have been told they have to do that, and because they have a contract. They're not coming out to speak up from their own because their soul is calling them to speak up. They're not speaking their truth. They're speaking because they're told they have to speak. Once in a while, you might see someone speaking up about something, their opinion about something, but where they haven't been told they have to do it. But it's very, very rare, and usually they're not the big stars. And usually you're not going to see it. It's going to get blocked, or it's definitely not going to be in the media. Okay, so these people. Again, they are playing multiple roles. And what I mean by that, and some of you might already know this, but what I mean by that is that you might see a musician who they say has passed, and all of a sudden somebody comes onto the scene as a musician in another country, or a Hollywood star, or a politician. These people literally play different roles. So when you think about this from the perspective of, I do a lot of videos on this, when you allow what you're watching out there to manipulate your emotions, it's causing you to take action and on things that aren't even based on fact or truth. So if you say, well, so-and-so aligns with this political party or this belief system, you don't even know whether or not that person is really who they're saying that they are. And again, these people play many different roles. So, all right, let's go to the next point. I was going to start to give you guys more detail, but we'll say this for later. So, fame and fortune contracts are different levels. So I touched on this a little bit. The more fame and fortune you have, the less control you have of your life. Okay. I have to watch my words on here. Okay. But there are replicas of people. There is my guides, these groups of beings that I channel. They said there's mind hacking. That's how they said it. And you do not own your own being. They literally, many of them do not even own their physical being. Okay. There's fake pregnancies. There's fake weddings. There is all kinds of things that they will present out there that are happening that aren't actually happening. Because again, the more fame and fortune you get, the less you actually have ownership of your being. Okay. Also, I didn't know this was new to me when I channeled this time. You can choose to have your mind wiped. You can choose this, and I'm going to get into more detail about that in a second, but to start over, okay? So what they mean by that is, again, I'm watching my words on here. If you're no longer going to play the role of John Smith, who is a famous Hollywood actor, and now the powers that were at the top of this planet, want you to play a political person or someone else, they can wipe your memories and reinstill memories to make you believe you are this new person. Wild, I know. They said that you can also choose to wipe your mind to forget. Okay, so the example here says Ron Jeremy. I don't know if this video is going to make it out. We'll see. I'm trying to be very careful, but there are people who are starting to come out, or who have come out over the last handful of years, being accused of things, and they're saying they don't remember. Some of them don't remember. Some of them really don't remember because their memory was wiped. Okay, some of them do remember, and they're pulling that card. So the mind is programmable. All right, this is something new coming in. They want me to remind you, this is coming right now. They want me to remind you that this is what the media is for. This is what the TV is for. This is what Hollywood is for. It's to program your mind. It's almost like self-programming. Not only based on what they're showing out there that you believe is real, but there are underlining sounds. There's frequencies in these things that actually program your mind a certain way. So that's why they're always saying to turn it all off. Really watch what you're taking in. Anything that's bringing you fear or anger, any low vibration, it's really important to turn it off, because they have these capabilities, okay? It's wild. Mind wipes to play another role, okay? The last thing here that I'm going to touch on is there are also organics. So up here, I mentioned that there are replicas. They can create replicas. There are also organics, meaning that, all right, I'm going to be very careful. They showed me Justin Bieber, and they called him an organic. Now, I can't confirm whether or not there are more of him. We didn't really get into that, but they called him an organic, and what they showed me is that he has been debating whether or not to have the mind wiped. And I didn't go down this rabbit hole all the way, but they showed me that so much truth is coming up. There's so many things coming to surface. Now, the powers that were at the top of this global pyramid are doing everything they can to keep it down, but there is a massive spiritual battle at hand right now. And Justin Bieber is one of those people, they showed me, that has debated choosing to forget, but knows how important it is that he doesn't. In the event, there's an opportunity for him to share truth. So there are people like that out there that are choosing not to forget, right? They're choosing, but there are also people who have chosen to forget. So again, going back to everything is an illusion. You cannot put any stake into what you see out there, what you're hearing out there. It's so important. Literally what they're showing me right now is like, if you could see yourself disconnected from that external reality, this false reality that's been placed over. And by false reality, all these systems and structures that we've been told we had to participate in, all of these people in the media, and before the media it was newspapers, and telling us how to live, telling us what to do. Politics are just the middle management of this pyramid structure. They're not even the ones calling the shots. They're actors. They're people just taking direction. So what you're seeing out there as, again, I'm watching my words, as our political leaders, these are parts that they're playing. And what they're saying that these people are doing, it's to create a certain mindset, it's to create a certain belief system, because we as a collective create a reality based on what we believe is real, based on what we're envisioning, combined with our emotions. And when you speak, it makes it even more real. Words are spells. Go do your own research on all of that. All right. All right. The last thing here is unplug, they say. It's like investing in movie characters. So what they showed me is like you believing what you're hearing out there. I'm going to speak to politics because that's the hot topic right now. You believing what you're seeing out there, what they're showing you is real, is like investing in... Okay, I'll use that example. They're giving me an example. I watched The Office back to back a handful of years ago. I was injured. I wasn't able to walk for several months. Side note, I was in the medical system, and they could not tell me why. I had neuro doctors, neurosurgeons, nerve doctors. I saw dozens of doctors in these 3 months, and no one could tell me why I was experiencing such debilitating pain and where it was coming from and how to walk again. It's the story of another day, but I got to see firsthand the medical system, and they wanted to do surgery on me, even though they couldn't tell me what was going on. All right, another topic for another day. I watched back to back The Office, okay, and I got so invested in those characters. I still look at them as if I still think sometimes that they're real. And when you believe that, what's his name, John Krasinski, is actually Jim, and that's actually who he is, that's the level of crazy that we are at as a collective if you believe anything you see out there is real, because they're literally scripted actors. Sometimes they have earpieces and someone speaking is for them. Sometimes it's been implanted. Okay, so it's so important to turn it all off. There's a safe, uncensored space for us to talk about these things where we don't have to watch our words. It's called the New Earth Collective. It's a private membership community I created. Go check it out on my website. The link is in my bio. I'm getting ready to upload a video here in the next day or two to that information page so you can see the actual Circle app community that I created for this private membership community, because we're having less and less ability to share what we really want to share, and that's the place to do it. So drop your questions and comments below. Did you already know this? Was there anything that you heard that was different? Because some of this stuff was new to me. I didn't know some of these things. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.